So as you guys can see, got the truck back to the house. It has some fancy parts down there now, and it is running again. So hell yes. Now, for those of you guys who are subscribed, you know that in the last video, the truck took a little bit of a turn for the worst. It decided that it just wanted to stop. So if you guys want to go back and watch that video, it'll be up top. Now, also, if you guys want to go back and watch some of the other previous videos, I highly encourage that because we're doing some crazy stuff with this truck. So, got the truck back after we replaced what we had going on, and then we went and had some fun. Decided to do a failure analysis on the transmission. So this is kind of what I found. So in here, back behind here, we have the 2C clutch, which is applied in 2nd and 5th, and it's pretty roasted on one of the clutches and on the friction and on the steel. But if you get into here in the input assembly, and we get into down in here, as you can see, that drum is all kinds of got hot in ways it shouldn't have never. Like, that's supposed to be aluminum. And then if we look at underdrive, let's just go through this. That's a friction that looks half decent on that surface. Gone. That's a steel. Gone. That's another friction. Gone. There's another steel. Got hot. There's another friction. Starting to look a little worn, but yeah, so half of that clutch pack is just gone, and this steel took some heat. Underdrive and 2nd and 5th, basically. So all of my gears except for, well, 4th, which can't get to that one when you don't have anything else, were gone. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm gonna throw this thing back together. It's gonna go in a shed. It can die. It can be fossilized as a monument to how crappy these transmissions can be, because I'm never putting it back in. The transmission we got is gonna go in. Okay, well, we got the old 6.0 helping us out, holding our transmission. So painted red to match the engine because it's the blood of my enemies and war paint. So we got this thing loaded up in the truck. I got it painted, as I said. We got a deep pan that we're gonna be putting on it, and you saw that in the thumbnail. So let's get to putting this thing on. It's gonna be a few weeks for me before the converter comes in, but for you guys, it's gonna be about 2 seconds. So let's get to putting this thing in here. Right there, Edge Racing torque converter. They did a cut and clean on it. Same stall, same everything. He went ahead and put a new clutch disc in it, so the lockup clutch will work better. The truck is bone dead from sitting this long, and the rock lights came on while it was sitting overnight, so it was just enough for it to, with all the cold weather, is dead. So I don't have anybody here helping me at the moment. Everybody's got other things they've got to do, and that's totally okay. I understand, but we're gonna get this thing in here. I've got a bunch of tools running around, and that I brought with me. Hopefully everything I need, and we'll get this thing in there. And then after that, I'm gonna need a jump. So hopefully somebody comes saves me. All right, just went ahead and got it done. Running out of time in the day, so I didn't have time to video anything, but it is on and in there. Everything should be good to go. I double checked every little last thing that I could think of. Yes, I did put the torque converter in it. Everything's in there and everything's tight. I used this pan to get it up underneath there, and it was on there while I painted it. But now we got this beautiful transmission painted red with a nice deep PML pan. I mean, it's this thing. Whew, hopefully gonna be a lot better than it ever has been. Be able to hold up, and we can get back to the shenanigans with the boost. 15 quarts of red gold, because apparently this red transmission fluid from ATF Plus 4 is like gold, and it is very hard to find. I went to several places trying to get all 15 quarts that I'm going to need to do this with that deep pan and all. So, well, I'm going to throw some fluid in it and we'll be starting it. Also, the battery's dead, so there's that. Lovely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I rolled it backwards. After we got the fluid in it, we had to run for more fluid because apparently 15 quarts isn't enough. It has 17 quarts in it now. That's with the deep pan and everything. And boy, am I ready to go take this for a drive. I did a quick learn and topped it off again. Did another quick learn, did a shift lever test, made sure everything's 100% to go. Nothing's leaking. So let's take this puppy for a spin and see how it does. I'm sure it's gonna be just fine. I gotta give it about, I'm probably gonna give it at least 200 miles of just easy driving. But man, I am so ready to take her for a spin. Well, so far so good. I just made it barely to the end of the road. Shifting smooth. The first time I went into third, it was kind of a late like shift, but I have a feeling that it's got to fill everything up. When I get back, I'm going to do another quick learn on the transmission once it's all fully been driven and gone through all the gears and everything, because there's going to be some air pockets that are just going to have to get out all its clutches. This thing was bone dry, new torque converter and everything. So, but you know what, she should be better than ever now. I mean, I've never had a transmission this nice in this thing, so I'm so looking forward to it. Just driving it, oh man, you have no idea. Being without your vehicle, your baby, for a month is one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with, especially considering that the 6-liter has been a colossal pile of dump the entire time I've been driving it. It's been causing me a lot of issues. But hey, I'm gonna turn this thing around. A little clunk on the downshift. I don't know about feel about that. Turn this thing around. Come to full stop, reverse. Well, according to this thing, everything looks pretty happy on the line pressure, from what I can see. So that's good. I kind of want to give it a little bit more, but I need to be easy on it. Oh, a nice hum of the engine. So let's throw it in the cutout and give it a little. Oh. Tow haul. There's a torque converter filled. Seems happy, boys. Seems happy. So, getting back to the grind on the truck. Assuming everything goes good within the next week, I'm going to give this a good break-in. Take it easy on it. Make sure everything's 100%. Go through the tune with my tuner. Talk to him. You know, it's a transmission, but I'm still going to talk to him about it and see if anything he wants to change in the tune. So, glad to have the truck back. So happy. Boy, does she sound good. Well, it's snowing. It's actually icing is what this is. This is all ice powder that's all just all over everything. And so the roads are slick. Maybe go drive around a little bit. Looks like, see how much we got on the transmission now. We got 498 miles on it, so it hasn't really been dogged on or road rough of any kind of way yet. And so what I think we're gonna do, I'm gonna take it for a spin. Time to see how it handles, how it does, how it shifts. I do want to remind you guys about something, or if you don't know, then inform you. On these RFE transmissions, but especially the 545 RFE and the 65 RFE, what you want to do when you're driving it is if you ever need to do a high throttle or a high load downshift, you need to downshift manually with the lever first. Then once you're in that gear and you're in it, you can pop it back up into drive and it'll just shift out like it's supposed to. But that's a really big thing with these. That's the rules that you have to abide by when you're driving one of these transmissions. They just don't like to have high load downshifts that are where you punch it and it downshifts on its own. You need to pre-downshift. So anyways, now that I got that out of the way, I wanted to mention that. But we're gonna take this puppy for a spin. Got a little tow loop there, some chains, some straps thrown in the back. Oh boy, I have missed this truck. I have missed it. We're gonna go do some playing around, maybe pull some people out of some ditches, make some money. Let's go. Well, it is very slick. I probably shouldn't be driving. Very slick. This is just on my road though, so hopefully the other roads aren't as bad. But if they are, I mean, oh boy. Yeah, slicker and slidering. Slickering and slidering. That's what we're doing. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We gotta go left. Another one of those little tips and tricks is also, if you have it where you're driving in like town, leave it in tow haul. It'll let your transmission lock in the converter earlier, and it'll keep those transmission temperatures down. So that way you're not just putt-putting around stalling the converter, just cooking everything. So it's just a little tip as well. But man, I don't know about this. Looks like the roads might be clear. Looks like the roads might be clear. I might have to go to work today. Yeah, the roads look clear. Bet you I can still spin. Well, at the mall, it is very slick. Probably shouldn't do too much of that until later. the truck's doing great. Everything's awesome and hunky-dory. Still got a little snow on the ground, but the roads are clear. So this stuff's gonna thaw out. Spring's rolling around, race season's rolling around, show season's rolling around, all the warmness is rolling around. So I'm excited to have the truck back. I'm excited to get back to doing the boost build, and I'm excited to just have a lot less issues moving forward. So guys, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.